So now we will be discussing another important topic, that is reaction with metals and non-metals. The reactions between metals and non-metals. When a metal and a non-metal reacts, the product which is formed is salt. When a metal and a non-metal react together, the product formed is a salt. So metal reacting with non-metal, salt is formed plus water. Salt is formed plus water. Okay, so for example, if you take sodium and if you take chlorine, it will react together. Chlorine will be Cl2. It will react together to form NaCl. Okay, so sodium reacting with what? When a metal reacting with non-metal, salt is formed. Sodium is a metal. Sodium is a metal. Chlorine is a non-metal, giving sodium chloride. Giving sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, we know it is salt, the common salt which we use. Same way, magnesium reacting with chlorine. Magnesium reacting with chlorine, what we will get? Giving magnesium chloride. Magnesium reacting with chlorine, we will get magnesium chloride. That's again another salt. Clear? Okay. So this salt is termed as ionic compounds. Ions. Sodium is converted into an ion, chlorine is converted into an ion. This theory you will study it in your higher classes. Okay. Anyway, just understand that metal, when it is reacting with non-metal, we will get salt. We will get salt. Okay. And those salts are named as ionic compounds. Why it is reacting, again as I told you, we will be discussing it in detail in the further classes. In detail we will study why they are combining together. Okay, those things we will study. Okay. Now, the next topic of our chapter is corrosion. The next topic is corrosion. So what is corrosion? Corrosion means what? That means these metals which is exposed to air. For example, in our houses we will have the window panes, the bar, the window bar, the metal pieces, isn't it? Those things will be, we will paint those things, and after some times when the paint is removed or the paint is lost, the outer coating of the paint is lost, what will happen is it will start to rust. We have seen it will start to rust. That means it will start to get damaged. It will start to get damaged, isn't it? What is happening there? That means the metals, when it is reacting with oxygen or water or air, water or air or moisture, when the metals are reacting with oxygen, water or moisture, when they are exposed to moisture, water, air or oxygen, etc., they will form oxides. They will form metal oxides. I have told you, metal, when it is reacting with oxygen or water, they will form metal oxides. Those metal oxides means what is happening is, if this is the metal piece, if this is the iron piece, window bar, paint. Okay, so the metal, it will react with oxygen, and what will happen is they will form outer coating of metal oxide on the metal. So what happens is this will start to, this will start to decay the metal rod, iron rod. these oxides, metal oxides which is formed, it will start to decay the iron rod and they will form what, a small dips, and the metal pieces will start to get damaged. This is what is called, the damage caused to the metal surfaces due to the presence of air, oxygen, water or moisture, etc. It is called, this process is called corrosion. What is corrosion? It is the damage caused to the metals due to the reaction of metals with oxygen, moisture, air, then water, carbon dioxide, etc. The damage caused, that process of causing damage to the metal pieces because of this reaction is called corrosion. And the famous example is the rusting of iron itself, which we are having, means which we are dealing it with in our daily life. Okay, so then how to prevent these metals from corrosion? What should we do in order to prevent corrosion? What are the things which we does? In vehicles, what we do? We'll apply oil. We'll apply oil, or in the sewing machines which are which is present in our homes. Our mother will be what? They will be applying oil to each and every junction so that there is no rust. The functioning is so smooth. Also apply oil. Then what we can do? We can paint the surfaces. We can paint the surfaces. Okay. Then another thing is, and another important process is galvanization. Another important process is galvanization. So what is galvanization? Galvanization means this metal rod in the original shape, in the beginning itself, what we will do is we will coat outside the surface of the metal, we will coat with a layer of zinc. We will coat with a layer of zinc outside the metal piece, whichever we want. If it is iron rod, outside the iron rod we will coat it with a layer of zinc. So what will happen is, whenever this oxygen or water or moisture it is attacking, it will attack only the zinc metal. It will attack only the zinc metal, and this iron rod will be free from corrosion. They will corrode. The outer surface of the zinc, it will corrode surely, but we can protect the inner surface. Whatever metal piece we have kept inside, that can be protected. So this is an important process, industrial process. This process, galvanization, will help us to prevent corrosion. Okay, so these are some of the terms, or these are some of the processes with which we can prevent corrosion. One more thing is electroplating. Electroplating, which we will study in detail. Electroplating, this is also another process with which we can reduce the corrosion or prevent the corrosion. Okay, and the last one is preparation of alloy or alloying. What is alloying? What is alloying? So you just note down: apply oil, paint, galvanization, electroplating, then alloying. Okay, now I will say what is alloying. I will explain what is alloying. So what can you say about alloy? An alloy means it is mixture of metals. It is mixture of metals or non-metals. This mixture of metals or non-metals. For example, stainless steel, which we use in as utensils for cooking and all, that is a alloy. And why we are mixing? What we do is, we will take 2 or 3 metals. Let it be iron, copper, bronze, or tin, or zinc. Okay, iron, copper, zinc, we will mix it together in definite proportion. In definite proportion. Definite proportion means, maybe if we take iron 75%, this we will take 10% and the remaining 20% will be zinc in the mixture. So if we take in such proportion, this I have told simply. So in definite proportions, if we take certain metals, what will happen is, the property of those metals will be changed. the whole together, the total property of the metal changes. For example, if iron, it gets rust or it gets corrode very easily. The oxygen can attack easily on iron, but if we mix these three metals together in certain proportion, the attacking of oxygen can be reduced, the corrosion can be reduced. That's an example. That means if we want to change the property of any metal, we just want to add some other metals into that, and the whole property of the metal or the element will be changed, altered. Okay, for that alteration, what we are doing, we are mixing metals or maybe non-metals. Metals and non-metals will be mixed together in order to get the properties of our desire. So, alloying means it is the mixture of metals or non-metals in order to change the desired properties of elements. So, this alloying, if we do, then the softer metals we can make it into harder metals. The metals which will undergo corrosion easily, we can reduce the tendency to get corroded. So, likewise, according to our own conveniences, we can change the desired properties of metals using this alloying. So, these are the important points in the chapter. We have discussed the physical properties of metals and non-metals, chemical properties of metals and non-metals, and what about the reaction between metals and non-metals we have discussed, which will form salt. Then we have discussed the corrosion, the methods to prevent corrosion, the galvanization process, the alloying process. Okay. So, these are the main important points. You go through the chapter once again and you study the theories once again. We will discuss more questions. Thank you.